Estamos en directo. CAPSTONE, lanzamiento lunar. Primera misión de Artemis a la Luna. Rocket Lab, desde Nueva Zelanda. Lanzamiento increíble, cohete 18 metros de altura. De menos 1 minuto, contando ya.
All helium anti-gathering disabled.
Suspenso.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 first.
High flow engine purge enabled.
Histórico, histórico.
Water deluge activated.
T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift off.
Stage 3 being discharged now.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Entering burnout detect mode.
Telemetría, por favor. Telemetría.
Crank ship on 1.
Por favor, la telemetría. Lanza. Ahora sí, bien.
At T plus 1 minute and Electron is in the air and onward to the moon for the CAPSTONE mission. That rocket is soaring through this nighttime sky, now past 14 kilometers in altitude in these past few moments. Now things look to be continuing nominally, which means that shortly Electron will come up against max Q, or maximum dynamic pressure. Now this is the moment when Electron will experience its most amount of mechanical stress as it travels through the atmosphere. And I can confirm from mission control that we have had max Q confirmed, so that was a successful pass through that milestone, and Electron is onward to low Earth orbit. So propulsion appears nominal on that first stage, and the Photon lunar upper stage and CAPSTONE spacecraft remain healthy inside the rocket's bearings. We are coming up soon on 3 events in the launch timeline that will occur in very short succession. So soon, the 9 Rutherford engines powering Electron right now will diminish their power and then shut off completely. That command is signaled by the rocket's flight computer and then called across mission control comms as MECO, or main engine cutoff. Now, once that action is complete, Electron will separate its first and second stages. The main booster will continue to slow and remain behind on the second stage phase on the mission with the ignition of its single Rutherford engine. And we have had MECO.
Esto es lo que va a suceder ahora. Acaban de apagar en este momento, confirmado. Y separación es lo que viene.
We have had MECO and second stage separation, and it's carrying on now, as you can see in that animation. So soon we will be coming up to the fairing separation of this mission. That is the jettison of the fairing halves, or the rocket's nose cone that sits on top of the second stage. So now that Electron is well past the Kármán line, we don't need that fairing. It served its purpose to protect the payload and the Photon upper stage during the launch through Earth's atmosphere. So again, that fairing will separate shortly in preparation for the final stage separation between the second stage and Photon. So there we go, we heard it on comms. We have had fairing separation on that second stage, and so there's confirmation that mission is continuing as it should, with CAPSTONE and the Photon lunar upper stage now exposed to space.
Tengo otra misión expuesta, la de NASA y la de Rocket Lab, hay una pequeña diferencia.
Now, it's very exciting to see this mission up and in the air. And if you have just joined us, we have had a great start to today's journey to the moon. We have successfully cleared the pad at Launch Complex 1 just a few moments ago, and we are now well on our way to space, having completed that first successful pass through max Q, main engine cutoff, stage separation, and fairing jettison to reach this point now in the mission. Now, Electron's second stage remains attached to the Photon lunar upper stage carrying CAPSTONE, providing it with that assist to the mission's parking orbit at 165 kilometers above Earth. The rocket's second stage is moving along nicely on its continued ascent, now
grito fue como el de
traveling
Chewbacca.
at a very fast speed of more than 9,000 kilometers an hour.
Esto es
Soon,
histórico,
the
gente.
second stage
Esto
on the Electron rocket, which is
En
powered by
directo.
our vacuum-optimized Rutherford engine. Soon, the batteries
Es algo
on that engine
pasada
will
la
need to be
historia.
swapped out. Now, this is a unique aspect of our 3D printed engine.
Esto es algo que
There are not
realmente
many
es
engines that
histórico.
are powered by batteries in the first place.
Es el
In fact,
primer
Rutherford
paso
became the first rocket engine
de
in
la
the world
vuelta
to reach
a la
space
luna
using an electric pump feed cycle.
de la
It was
NASA.
first launched all those
Claro,
years ago.
hay otras empresas
So
en
how
el
it
mundo.
works is that
Están
we
los
keep the
chinos,
engine
están los
firing
rusos,
all the
está la
batteries
agencia europea que es socia de
powering
esto,
the engine. But
está la
what all
canadiense, la
batteries do
japonesa.
is once get
Pero
the engine
esto
power,
es
we need to swap them out with
realmente
a new set to
el
keep the
primer
system
paso
running.
tangible
We call that
de
a
que van a
battery
poner una
hotspot,
estación lunar.
and that moment is coming up shortly. We will
Será
share
fácil,
that
lo harán en el
on the
2030.
control comms.
No lo sé, pero esto marca un punto en la historia de la exploración lunar, no me cabe duda. Todavía falta, no te vayas, no te vayas. Tu cadice ha sido maravilloso, gracias Dani por el madrugón y el esfuerzo.
Stage 2 is starting to throttle down.
La misión total de la parte del lanzamiento es la estándar. Son 9 minutos.
Stage 2 guidance remains nominal, 200 seconds remaining.
Luego de eso, va a estar una semana siendo encendidos. Cada vez que pasa cerca de un punto en la Tierra, va a empezar a alejarse para cambiar esa órbita y hacerla cada vez más estirada, para que la capture la gravedad del Sol y la empuje hacia la Luna. Es verdad.
Sitting at a nice and warm 8 degrees in temperature, and that is very warm compared to the liquid oxygen temperature, our other propellant. So that is sitting at a nice and chilly minus 178 degrees with 40% or so propellant left.
Hot swap.
And there we have the call
Stage
that
two
battery
portion
hot
is
swap
holding
on the
nominal.
second stage was successful. Now, next we should expect to hear one of our operators
Esta
in mission
batería
control
es otro
for
paso
the
importantísimo.
orbital.
Es un peso muy grande. Esa batería en la segunda etapa. Eso la libera de peso.
The acronym for second
Esa batería se usó
and the subsequent stage
para
separation
propulsar las turbobombas de la primera etapa, que son eléctricas. Entonces ahora está trabajando con una segunda batería. Este también otro paso realmente crítico.
There will be a bit of a gap
Lanzamiento.
between that final separation and the first hypercurie burn, as this stage separation places the Photon lunar upper stage in an elliptical orbit of Earth first. Now, a reminder that 165 low Earth
Bueno, y en
orbit
cuestión de
is
2
just
minutos se viene
the first
la separación
CAPSTONE mission.
de lo que es esta segunda etapa, con lo que le llaman la etapa de kick stage, la etapa final, que es donde realmente va CAPSTONE, que es esta parte delante. Es una especie de flor. Bueno, esa etapa es la que va ahora después de esto. Hacer ese trabajo de una semana para inyectarlo en la trayectoria lunar. Cada vez que pasa por la Tierra, hace un encendido, un encendido, un encendido, para ir agrandando esa órbita. Luego que completen esta fase, vamos a ver, como siempre, hacemos una repetición. Alfredo Bonet, muchísimas gracias por estar, gracias por los saludos, gracias por el apoyo, gracias a todos, a los suscriptores, a los que no, a los que escriben, a los que nos mandan mensajes. Leo absolutamente todos los mensajes en todas las redes, Estén seguros que sí, que los leo. Trato de responder la mayor cantidad posible, pero los leo. Y el apoyo que estoy recibiendo y que he recibido, sinceramente, es realmente increíble. Es reconfortante saber que están allá del otro lado también apoyando. Brito María, si sabe algo del cohete Astra que falló, no han comunicado nada, por lo menos que yo sepa.
Seeker confirmed.
Confirmado. Ahí está. Confirmado. Kickstage con CAPSTONE adelante.
So with the Rutherford engine cooling down, that tells us that second engine cutoff was successful on Electron's second stage. And the Photon lunar upper stage has now departed into its low Earth orbit with the moon-bound CAPSTONE spacecraft on
Bueno,
board.
ahora está
As a
en
reminder,
órbita baja terrestre. Ya está en órbita baja terrestre.
with its reliable hypercurie engine, Photon will begin maneuvering into a parking orbit just above substantial atmospheric drag, but below the Van Allen radiation belts. It is the perfect, stable platform from which to prepare for lunar departure. Now, once Photon is in the correct orbital alignment, the hypercurie engine will ignite again, performing a burn to lift the highest point of Photon's orbit, the apogee. Now, as it gains altitude and also loses velocity, and so what goes up comes back down as Earth's gravity pulls it back towards the planet. When it reaches the lowest point, or perigee, once again Photon's hypercurie engine ignites to increase velocity and raise its apogee higher. So if you've ever been on a swing set, swung to the top,
Están explicando justamente lo que decíamos de cómo hacer la inserción en órbita.
higher on the next swing, then you've followed similar principles to what our
Lo
Photon
vamos a poner. Voy a aprovechar a ponerlo aunque sea chiquito
Now, as
acá.
these phasing orbits get bigger, they take longer to complete. The first will only take around 90 minutes, while the last one will take around 15 hours. Then on the final phasing pass, Photon will ignite hypercurie for a precision translunar injection burn, accelerating the upper stage and CAPSTONE to a top speed of nearly 11 kilometers per second, fast enough to break free of low Earth orbit on its way to the moon. The speed Photon is
Sí, ahora
traveling
comienza el baile de órbitas gravitacionales. Esto es lo que pasó y esto es lo que empieza a pasar ahora. Empiezan a hacer un encendido para agrandar un giro. Esto es lo que pasa. Y luego el Sol captura
And so with those first few hypercurie burns scheduled in the coming hours, I'm going to send it back to Daryl and the team at the Kennedy Space Center. Daryl, I know you weren't here in person, but how was that for you guys over at KSC? My heart is still pounding. I know our team is thrilled at the successful first phase of this mission.
Oh, absolutely, Muriel. Wish I could have been there to watch it with you. And boy, what a beautiful picture from here. And congratulations so far on the success of the launch. Obviously, a lot more steps to go before CAPSTONE gets into its orbit, but looking good so far with a great beginning. Quick note on this rocket right behind me, the Space Launch System, NASA's Mega Moon rocket. It completed its wet dress rehearsal. It will be returning to the vehicle assembly building in just a matter of days. It's going back on Friday. Repaired to the hydrogen leak will be made, and then the next time it rolls back up to the pad right there,
el viernes este
it will be
cohete,
ready
el
to go
mega
to the moon.
cohete,
And what a
Artemis
beautiful
1,
shot that we
vamos,
see there. We are at daybreak here on the east coast of Florida.
ahora. Vamos a preparar.
All indication disabled.
Estamos con el replay. Repetición del lanzamiento. Ahora sí ni se me oye. Puede ser porque de repente estaba muy fuerte el volumen. La repetición en realidad. 45 segundos. Volumen al máximo.
High flow engine purge enabled.
Moto Spray, muchas
Want to
gracias.
tell you activated.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift off.
HVB discharge now.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Entering burnout detect mode.
Dice el telefónico es un problema, sí, es un problema realmente.
Crankshaft for on 1.
At T plus 1 minute in.
Two more Venture class launch service class launches.
Yo no sé cuánto va a durar esto.
Both with providers that NASA has not flown with before. One with Relativity and also one with Firefly. Those will one launch from the Cape and one launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base. And then we have two